So how is this a state? It's that, oh yes, indeed, we are with each other much, perhaps even living in the same location, the same house, but not exclusively as in a marriage situation, but in a true loving fellowship with God situation. God is our heavenly dad. And yes, we are wonderful company for each other. And we are both sent, not to be exclusive wonderful company to each other, but to encourage all to be in wonderful company and relationship with our heavenly dad, God, and therefore to experience a loving relationship with each other, yes, as in the family of God. So many may live together, but they're not in a marriage relationship, they're in a family relationship of full fellowship, as, if you like, brothers and sisters, not husbands and wives. Does this appeal to you? If it doesn't, then you're possibly still seeking something like marriage as a solution to your fullness of life. Well, that's not what I feel sent to be doing. It's not that this means you cannot have fellowship. It's always open to you to put God first as your heavenly dad. And therefore have true fellowship, family fellowship. But if you go down a path of marriage as your solution, it will exclude others majorly. It'll just be you and your tiny wife in your tiny house, in your tiny car, living your tiny life. That won't be the fullness of life and fulfillment that you need. Nor will it ultimately be, therefore, an eternal relationship. For it is not that for which you are sent, if you are devoted to God as your heavenly dad. Wow. Am I therefore thinking of things like a monastery? Not sure about that, because we've got all sorts of connotations of what monasteries have been like in terms of religion. I'm just saying that the ideal relationship with you and your God is, as I understand it, to see him as your heavenly dad. And that's the message in the Jesus story. And that's why we're sent likewise to declare such, in a sense, or to encourage others to hear that, if they have ears to hear, where they have ears to hear. And certainly we are an example of such, of course. We're not seeking earthly marriage, you see. We're seeking heavenly fellowship. And if this is what you truly value too, then you will have to Oh, you are so unbelievably welcome to be with us. Bless you. And we are blessed by your presence thereby. And we are a blessing to you, truly, thereby as well. Wow, thank you, Heavenly Dad. So amazingly or peculiarly, I'm not sure how to put it, but your best defense against marriage is this: that we are sent to encourage people to love God with all their heart, soul, mind and strength, and that this is achieved by knowing God as your Heavenly Dad. We're not sent for marriage. Does our mission include fellowship? Oh, most certainly, with those of like mind. But we can't be in fellowship with those that are not of such like mind. We would simply be a hindrance to each other. So he says, those who have ears to hear, let them hear. For I don't wish to burden others with my way, but I am what I am, sent to encourage all that have ears to hear, to love God as their Heavenly Dad. That's the drift of the Jesus story, the purpose of it, as I understand it. How do you see it? Bless you. And you are blessed, because whether you know it or not, from my understanding, God is still your Heavenly Dad and loves you. And that's what will always matter for eternity. Yours and ours. And our Heavenly God's. Our Heavenly Dad's.